Okay, so it seems like there's been a whole lot more going on with the whole Filian situation, and it's kind of reached this point now where like it's just people making content for her. Like, I'm gonna be honest, we haven't heard from Filian, like, you know, in terms of like the hiatus and the ARG, whatever you want to call it, since like the should be a crossing wall thing. I haven't really heard anything much since then from, you know, her kind of almost directly. Obviously, I know it's not like her directly, but you know, we know it's all like kind of set up by her. But obviously recently there's been a lot of people talking about Filian, especially with the whole boom of the Manta kind of situation that we've been covering. And well, recently there was a clip that's gotten pretty popular about Filian being heard on ChibiDoki's stream, which I thought was pretty interesting. Obviously this comes from Abel, so go and follow them. But yeah, let's take a look.
ChibiDoki, it's my birthday today. Happy to watch some pink rat creatura for a while until I go out for dinner. Thanks for streaming.
Abel, for your birthday, do you want a Filian clickbait clip so you can get some likes on Twitter? Because I saw you post that at me, and freaking motherfuckers, of course, ran with it and left some really mean comments for me to read. Thanks for that. Would you like some Filian bait?
So what happens is
okay, here, okay, I'm gonna put, okay. Alright, guys, we're gonna be playing the choice or voice here. Filian, shut the frick up, Filian, stop, they're gonna find out you're here! Filian, stop! I'm so sorry about that. That was my dog. Just a minute, stop freaking barking. If you heard, listen, that was not. We do not need to talk about it. I was not looking at anything. I do not have her locked in my basement. What are you talking about? I followed Filian's fansling for too much. She's a fansling? What? Oh yeah, I remember she pisses on people and stuff. Yeah, she told me that. Now she's not here to disprove me like she usually does. Filian, say something if you don't piss on people. Ah, see, there you go, confirmation right there. I felt bad for like the Filian community, like really, like, how do I put this? Like trying to figure out what was going on, and like I feel like a lot of people already knew what was going on, and that's why I was like, hey, I just want to let you know if you guys are Filian fans, like, she's gonna be okay. She's gonna be okay, guys. And everyone's like, no, she's pregnant, and she's dead, and she's rebranding, and I'm like, guys, whoa, hold my hand. Deep breath. She's gonna be okay. But still send her really nice messages if you can, because I'm sure she's very nervous to be gone for so long. Please, but like, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, dude.
So obviously, you know, she kind of gives us a little bit of information there, I guess, at the end, being like, you know, she's okay and whatever. But yeah, obviously it's quite funny because April obviously farms a lot of clips to do anything Filian, and you can clearly hear that, well, the real Filian was on her stream, right? You know, she was trying to get her to shut up and all of that kind of stuff. Now, obviously, yeah, we know she was playing it on like a phone or whatever in the background. But it was quite funny to see that like ChibiDoki is now just in on it, just like, yeah, let's just clickbait people now. Like, it doesn't even matter anymore. So Fillian will return in Avengers Doomsday. I totally wanted her to play some audio of Manta. That was quite funny. Fillian hiding in the mod's basements. She's pregnant and dead and rebranding all at the same time. Which, yeah, I mean, that's the theory that's been going around right recently. People have been saying that, yeah, she's all three at the same time somehow. So I can't believe I fell for this. Which again, it seems like some people actually fell for the clickbait. Obviously, ChibiDoki did not have Filian on her stream, unfortunately. But obviously, she's also made an appearance on Manta's stream too, as she got in a hold of her model and had it like just appear as like a homunculus, just like appear on her stream, which I thought was quite funny. Saying how insane would it be if Filian gets some insane 3D model that makes Entre's model look like a PNG debut, and after 10 minutes says, I don't like this model actually, and goes back to the original one. I mean, yeah, that'd be quite funny. Said, Chibi, please let Filian out from under your desk. It's been 8 months. ChibiDoki, anyways, Filian is pregnant and I'm the father. I mean, yeah. As you know, ChibiDoki said there, right? You know, she can't exactly disprove anything because she's away, right? Obviously, usually Filian would be there right away to, you know, discredit anything that Chibi says. But it seems like, hey, you know, you can't do that anymore. So she can spread whatever the hell she wants about her. But obviously, on the topic of ChibiDoki and Filian, well, not so much ChibiDoki, on the topic of Filian, obviously, we've been covering one particular VTuber being Manta. who obviously was mistaken for Filian, but she's been getting a lot of popularity. And more recently, there's been some kind of conspiracy going around, which I think obviously is, you know, a joke. I hope it's a joke. Manta didn't just coincidentally rise to prominence. Look at the timeline. Filian vanishes, and suddenly Manta steps into the exact spotlight to absorb her abandoned audience. Which again, so the math doesn't add up. It was a hostile takeover. If you want to help expose the truth and join the resistance before it's too late, like and follow to enlist in the investigation. The deeper we dig, the more nervous she gets. And obviously, yeah, obviously this is a response to her hitting 5k followers. What's she on now? 8k. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's what, the 8th of August? So it's been less than a week and she's already gained like double that. That's insane. Anyways, yeah. So obviously people are trying to kind of like undo the conspiracy of like Manta was there to replace them and it's a hostile takeover. And essentially Fillian isn't coming back and Manta is the one to, you know, take over essentially. People say, why are you mad at Fillian? Said, you fool, she kidnapped Fillian and you're letting her get away with it. Say, Mod's got off his balls now. I said, I will not be silenced. My bullsack is a willing sacrifice to expose the imposter. This is how I am sure that Fillian is locked inside of Manta's basement. A nice rage bait, I guess. Call it what you want. The evidence speaks for itself. So again, obviously, this guy is very clearly, you know, joking. You know, it's not like a serious thing. But obviously, Manta could not tell as she actually responded to this saying, bro, is he serious? I cannot tell. And obviously, a lot of people are saying, I want these more, I want what these morons are smoking. A hostile takeover, by the way. An old friend of mine used to tell me when I was sad and felt like I was stagnating that luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity, which is true. SmugAlana there with some very, very good advice there. Of course, yeah, you can see that she has been streaming, or Manta has been streaming since 2018, right? For a very long time. You know, she had a little bit of a good run here and then went down a little bit. And now she's all of a sudden just been hit by that luck. And obviously, as SmugAlana says, yeah, it's when luck happens to meet when luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. So obviously Manta has always had good content and always had a funny personality and all of this kind of stuff, right? It's just more so the luck that comes in. Obviously you can be lucky a lot of times and your content can be terrible, right? You won't, you know, kind of capitalize off of that luck. But if you have the right things in place and you do the right things, and you know that luck one time comes, then of course you can, you know, blow up, just like obviously Manta has done recently. Yeah, obviously I think SmugAlana thinks they're being serious. I don't think they are being serious. Obviously Abel says as well, I don't think so, because yeah, you can see like they're kind of joking about it here. So yeah, that's been pretty interesting. They're not gonna lie, I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but I prefer your content over Fillian's. I'm cooked beyond belief. So I don't think people appreciate the comparison. Everyone's different, and she's also a lot better at certain things than I am. Appreciate it though, homie. Which again, I think a lot of people saying like, oh, you know, you're my replacement to Fillian and whatever. I think, you know, as like a temporary replacement while she's gone, I think that's fine to kind of call her that. But I think, you know, obviously once Fillian comes back, I think, you know, people should lay off a little bit on the whole like comparison thing, be like, your content's way better than Fillian or something like that, because of course it's going to be kind of bad for both of them. I think both of them can of course exist, right? I think they both have you know, obviously they have a very similar energy, but I do think they still have different like personalities and different stuff they're interested in, right? So why not have both, right? Why not live in a world where you can have both Fillian and Manta? Because yeah, I mean, I don't think there is any reason to be mad about that, right? But yeah, that is essentially all there is for this situation. I thought it was pretty funny, the amount of people that have been talking about this so far. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. So, see ya.